Hello, my name is Dokomi and welcome back to my channel. I'm a creative being and a mess of an artist, and I'm taking you along onto my art journey. In this video, I will be going through my latest sketchbook, which is sketchbook number 14. And in my previous sketchbook tour, I went through this one. So if you haven't seen this one yet, go check it out. I have a playlist with my sketchbook tours, and this one was the first one, and I uploaded it last year. Yes, I uploaded last year. I think it gives you a very interesting insight onto how I fill my sketchbooks, but also the difference of this sketchbook and my latest sketchbook. Because I changed quite some things of how to fill a sketchbook. And today we go through this one. This is number 14 and it took me quite some time to fill it up. I started it on the 14th of February 2023, which was Valentine's Day, and I finished it on the 22nd of April this year. To be honest, that's around 1 year and 2 months, and that's quite fast for me because I usually take like 2 years to complete a sketchbook. Why sketchbook tours is something rather rare on this channel, but I'm very glad that I managed to fill it quite fast this time. Also, it's smaller since it's not a dinner of 4 sketchbook but dinner of 5. And yet, I'm just very slow with my sketchbooks, also because I draw a lot on my PC. And I'm also really very excited to go through this sketchbook with you guys, to talk about different things that are inside here and just see what I created, because I think it's always very interesting to go through old sketchbooks and just see how one drew things and what one drew, and overall just very exciting in my opinion. Yet, before we get started, I wanted to let you know that I have a Ko-fi, and if you want, you can support me there, but I also currently have some symmetrical portrait commissions on there, like 6 slots at the moment, and if you want to get some art from me of your character or any other character you would like to commission, please go check it out and have a look at it. And with that, let's get started. Here we go, my last sketchbook. Number 14, the dates, when I started, when I finished it, and it has a bunch of stickers on it. And I will also try my best to find out which sticker belongs to what artist, and I will also put the names there so you can go and check them out because they're really cool and they create awesome art. And before we go to the inside, I'll also show you the back side, also to let you know who the artists are. And yes, already now you can see that this boy is very chunky, very juicy. I cannot close it properly, like this is not holding on anymore. Here's also a bracelet that I found at the gym, someone forgot it there. And I am a little goblin, so I snatched it. Well, someone left it there, so they didn't want it anymore, right? But yes, I'm a little goblin and I just collect things I find on the floor. This sketchbook is a Canson Universal sketchbook with 112 pages. It is completely full and it is 14 by 21 centimeters tall, around dinner 5 size, and I had a lot of fun with it. I like the paper. I like that you can open it by 180 degrees, so it can lay flat on your table if you don't necessarily fill it up like me, because at the end it got a bit hard to do so because there was just not the space to open it properly. All not safe for work content will also be censored, so don't worry about that. I also wrote down some very silly goals like have fun with it, experiment around and fill it. And I accomplished all those 3 things because I surely had a lot of fun with it. I tested out many different things and it is more than full. Here is the inside of the sketchbook. I glued in some doodles and some notes. And yes, some things that we have to censor, also some stickers. And here you can open this, and it's just like me having a conversation with someone else via doodles. And yes, also some ticket. I somehow like to just glue in random things, so you will see some more of those things in my sketchbook. Some more things to censor, and here is the official first page of the sketchbook, which says hello. And I have Lucid here because Lucid is my baby. He is my most precious OC. I love him so much. I created a whole zine about him, and I think you will see him some more times in the sketchbook. And just some close-ups and a little heater. Then I have some kind of galaxy creature here and a random picture I glued in, which I have from a magazine. Then disappearing in the galaxy. Here I have a sketch of Buddha from the Record of Ragnarok, which is a very good anime. I like it a lot, I love it, and he's my favorite character. So if you have not seen it yet, go check it out. I think it's so funny and so interesting, and I just love the designs of all the gods and myths and characters. Then here we just have a little me, I guess. I like to draw myself as a bunny, and here are some ideas for videos. That's when I also was about thinking of reviving my YouTube, and I just like to take random notes in my sketchbook at times, and also some sunflowers because I love sunflowers. Then we have Lucid playing the violin because he can actually do that, and I admire that because I am very bad with music. I also wrote in some lyrics of the song What Could Have Been from Arcane because it just suits him so well, especially with the violin. And then I got this quote here which I thought suited, and I also glued it in. And here is a random piece of cardboard which I have no idea why I put it in. It's there. It's filling the page, I guess. And yes, I do this with highlighter and with some Posca. I just love the dynamic of this sketch a lot. This page always glues together because it is painted with acrylic. It's just a random clown guy and an eye and some X's and nothing special, but I really like this. I like the colors a lot. I like how I got the look of him and how the overall spread looks very coherent. Also with the magenta floating here and such. I got asked to create a print out of this, and I might do so because I think it looks really cool. We censor this. Kadarashi, he is another one of my own characters. He is an Azima. He also exists in a universe where people are inspired by an animal and a food, and he is an angel cake swan, and he's just very cute and very angelic and innocent instead of you, especially when he's young, and I just love him. Some random tickets and an envelope. You will see some more throughout the video because my boyfriend gifted me a bunch of little envelopes with little messages and stickers in them. So whenever I don't feel great, I can just open one and have a good message from him, and I just started to glue them into my sketchbook to not lose them. And I think they're just very cute. But I will not open any of them because they're special to me. Here also some more lyrics of a song, but I do not know the name of the song right now, so I will just put it in the corner down there so you know which one it is. I in general like to add song lyrics into my sketchbook for my characters because first of all they're important for my characters. They often have a meaning for them or just suit their vibe, and they are most likely also in their playlist because I love creating playlists on Spotify and just filling them with any kind of songs. The song also suits him because he has one of the lightest voices, and I just like imagining him to sound like that when he's really young. And I think the song also picks that up a bit, and he also falls as an angel due to falling in love with someone he shouldn't, and it just all makes sense. Well, and that's the reason why I put it in, also because I had some empty space there and I had no idea what else to put there. So it completed the spread and I'm very happy with that. Then here I have some sketches. I was bored and I wanted to challenge myself, so I just looked up a random picture on Pinterest of a little path downstairs in a city, and I just doodled it, and I just gave it my own little touches. Then also a foot, Hide, like my Among Us OC, floating in space and being kicked out because people think he's the imposter, but in fact he's just a very lost baby, and some more doodles. I really like it because it's like just black and white. I think it looks super cool. Then some more doodles of like TV heads. We have a jester. We just have a very cozy little guy with some dungarees and a scarf. And I wanted to color it, but I was scared of messing up, so I didn't. And instead, I just colored the space cat, which looks just so silly. I really like it. And I also ordered some stickers of this guy, and I'm very excited when they arrive. I should have them for Dokomi and June, and I'm just very excited for it. It's just a silly little space cat. Also, you can see some notes here on the back because I just used that page initially in class to write down some notes so I wouldn't forget them, and then I just painted over it because I didn't need them anymore. Then we have a spread which exists, I guess. I didn't make much out of it. I don't really care about it. It is there. It has my worm on a string character. It has a truck. It has my try of creating a Genshin Impact self-insert, and that's about it. I don't really like the design. It is there. I think it's still cute, but it's just not me. And I just really suck with outfits at times. I have to get better with those. Maybe in my next sketchbook I will challenge myself to be more creative with outfits and look things up and just create them for fun. Baby. I also created two stickers of him. Then we have some more Lucide because he's not doing well, and I also took that sketch later on for my zine. Here are some more notes, I think. Then we have Esther, who is my boyfriend's character, and Lucide holding on to each other, not having a great time. And then we have this, which I think just had the same vibe of the rest of the spread, so I put it there. And I wanted to initially create a sticker out of it, but I haven't so far. I don't know if I will, but I still like it a lot. And then we have an outfit for Lucide, which I also like a lot, and I think just suits him so well. I have to properly draw him once in this. He also always wears high boots, and compared to his usual boots, these are very short because usually they go until here. Yeah, he just wears very slutty boots often. This page is a bit random with some more doodles of characters, a rat, and then I have those two. And those are very interesting because in class we were reading Galileo Galilei, and in this book it's about Galileo, who says that the earth travels around the sun, not the other way around, and gets into trouble with the church. And these two characters also appear in the play. It's Bellarmine and Barberini, and while reading, my mind just went, oh, imagine the whole story as an anime and not as a old movie with old men. So I imagined them as hot guys, and here we are, there they are. That's how I imagined them, and that's why I was also very intrigued in the book. I was very gay for chapter 7, and I just want to create more around them and elaborate their story and their dynamic, and I just want to create a scene out of them, to be fair. Here we have like this flower which I got gifted at Facts from a cosplayer from a Pantalone, and I just thought it was very cute and I liked it, and I was very hyped, and oh my god, I was just also very gay, so I glued it in, and here it is. On this page I have a full experience chart of things I wanted to draw, but at the end now didn't do, so it's not complete, like it's very empty. Those I might never get at the moment. I will see in the future, but there's at the moment so much I want to draw, so many fandoms I want to dig into, because I am just very excited about so many things at the moment, and I of course, as usual, have more on my plate than I can manage. But yes, I like to have those shots in my sketchbook because like that I see them regularly. I have them around. I can mark them and cross them out and all, and it just helps me to keep track of the things I want to do. And even if I don't do them, I at least don't get lost and I don't forget about them. So I know it's there. I can always come back and don't have to worry that I at some point don't know what I wanted to do. Here are some more sketches, also ideas for pronouns, stickers, which I also didn't do because I now had a better idea for such. And then ideas for hilly churl cosplay, because man, I love hilly churls and I would love to cosplay on just a silly little guy. My plan was to just get like a piece of cardboard and write on "hit on me." And I don't know, it made sense in my head and I thought it was cute and silly, and maybe one day I go back to cosplay because I used to cosplay a lot, but nowadays I don't have the time, and whenever I go to a convention it's as an artist for work and selling my art, but not really as a visitor anymore to just have fun and cosplay. Also cosplays take quite some time and quite some money, and I'm busy with art. Here is more of Bellarmine and Barberini, and man, I just took so many notes of them, of like head cannons, or like, no, well, head cannons in the way of like me creating those characters so it's somewhat canon because it's my characters now, despite it being people that existed. I don't know how to explain it, but it's ideas for them, and yeah, I wanted to fill this also up, but I didn't manage to. Well, it's there when I need it. Then two full bodies of them and a headshot of Bellarmine, and this I got from a book. This was the cover of a book, and I just ripped it apart and glued it in because it suited the vibe of the time and them, and that's why I added it in. I also like this yellow a lot. I don't know, I just like it. And it just looked very cute and very gay, because that's the goal, them being gay. I have to read once through this again to see what I like, what I don't like anymore, and what I wrote down overall, because I'm also very forgetful. That's why I just like to write things into my sketchbooks, because like that I don't lose them. Also, this is not the final design yet, because I know how they look like in my head, but I didn't manage to get them onto paper yet. Do you have that as well? I have that a lot sometimes, especially when creating new characters, and then I need like 2-3 times where I sit down and just try to sketch them down, and between those tries often lie a few days till weeks or months even, until I really get what I want. Man, I just want to create a zine about two gay cardinals, that's all. Oh, just a spread with different sketches and nothing that makes sense necessarily. This is something my boyfriend drew, but he didn't want it anymore, so I kept it and glued it into my sketchbook. Then we have an eye, we have a mushroom, we have an angelic eye, and we just have some little guy. And that's pretty much all. I think this page looks like a lot of fun because I just colored it in with highlighter completely, and then I started sketching on it. I also have a, how do you call it? I always call them sludges, but they're not sludges. Um, 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 um. Oh, it's those floaty things from Genshin. It's a Sealy. It's not a sludgy, it's a Sealy. I call them sludges. I don't know why. I just think it's funny. But yes, a Sealy. Oh yeah, here it stands, sludgy. And then just random girls, and an actual Polaroid when I was in Portugal and Lisbon with my boyfriend, no, with my partner, and my LuxCon wristband when I was tabling there. Here we just have some very random pictures I found on Pinterest, and then I painted them with acrylics. There's nothing special about them. I also have some other ones in other sketchbooks, but compared to these, those two look pretty boring in my opinion, why I don't really care about them. But they exist and here they are. Also, I didn't manage to get the clouds right, nor the sky, so it looks a bit smudgy and dirty. Just practicing things. Here we have more Lucide, but Lucide looks like Mona Lisa, so it's Mona Lucide. And here is one attempt on transforming one of my previous sketches for the pronouns stickers. It looks okay, it looks alright, but it's not really what I want, so I just dismissed the idea and moved on. Random post. Then we also have some jellyfish here, and I would like to create a pet of these, like a jellyfish with Hug Me in it, because he is very much connected to jellyfish because he glows around and changes colors all the time. And due to his borderline, he's like, it's a bit hard to love him. And he just wants to have comfort and be hugged and loved, but it's hard because it can escalate and such. It's sometimes hard to explain such things because it makes sense in my head, it's very personal, but to then explain it in a sketchbook too, of course, I can just be like, here, look at it, but I just also like to at times give input and my thoughts, and maybe it makes sense for you, maybe it doesn't. If not, look at the pretty art. Oh, we are getting closer to Jasper. This is when I created him. This is Jasper. He's just a silly guy. He is a shop assistant, or rather, used to be a shop assistant, and then he got abducted by a mad scientist, and it's my favorite ship. I just love that dynamic. I love that trope, and I love the trauma. Talking about the mad scientist, this is me trying to draw him, and this is his eyes, and I just love that man. The easiest and closest to describe him, he is a bit like giving off Dottore vibes. But he's nothing like Dottore, but it's like going into the same direction. And I just like that man, and I've just thought this sticker suits him very well. I painted this with gouache, then I also glued some random magazine paper in the background, some washi tape. I initially also didn't draw these pages in this sketchbook, but they have lines because they are from a notepad, and I just drew in that notepad and then ripped them out and glued them in here. Hence, it makes my sketchbook even thicker. Also, some things he likes, some things he doesn't like. Like, you can pause the video if you want to read all those things. Usually there's nothing that's not fine, but I will double check once I edit it. This little guy just wants to live, okay? And then he meets that guy. Some more doodles. Here is my silly little himbo vampire Dorian, and I tried to draw him here again, but it didn't work out. So instead of erasing him, I just glued this eye on top over him. Then I have here a little cute doodle from my partner, and some mushrooms, a mushroom growing out of a skull, some practice art of a picture I also found on Pinterest. I smudged it here a bit, which I don't like, but it is what it is, and in the bigger picture it looks okay. Then I have my Life ticket when I went to Paris to go watch them, and then a random postcard, and this design in bigger where I tried to make it work, but at the end I didn't like it, so I didn't transform this into a lino cut to then have lino prints. So it also just exists here, and maybe in the future I will pick it up again and then redraw it and make it work, but for now it just is in here. Also, here's my wristband from LongieCon from last year, and here's the one from this year, so I have to glue this one into my new sketchbook. And yes, I just like to also glue them in because then I know where I was and also around when, and just like stay in touch with it because I easily forget things as well. More Lucid, this was a test print because I drew this digitally and then printed it out, and to not throw it away I just glued it in here. Here is my hilichurl with the words "please hit on me", some Joffy doodles from my boyfriend, some more envelopes, and just a wolf. There are no thoughts behind this, I just wanted to draw it, and then I gave it some yellow, gave it some background. And here is also a doodle of a band-aid with flowers, and this thingy people put onto envelopes because I got an envelope with this on from a friend, and yeah, I just think it looks very pretty, that's why I glued it in. Then again, it also makes my sketchbook thicker again, and I'm not surprised I can't close it anymore. That's the reason why, because I glue everything in. I really like to have like spreads that look very coherent and good and all put together, and then I have like spreads like this that are just chaos. Lots of chaos. Oh, this one I love. This is a painting I painted with acrylics. I have Jasper here, like the little guy that got abducted, and here are Ezra's hands, and I just love the composition. I just love the hands, I just love everything. Also, if you look at it like this, he is crying, and if you look at it like this, he is smiling, which is a very big contrast in emotions because he is influenced by substances, and I just overall love this painting so much, and I also created prints of it. But I think so far I didn't sell any of these, which is a bit sad, but oh well. Oh, well, we don't show this page here, but we can show this page here. These are two Among Us characters. This is mine and this is my boyfriend's. It's Aiden and easily the name. Like, I call him Hihide because that's what I would use for playing Among Us with friends, but I have to give him one the proper name. And also the not safe for work patch. This is the only reason I have this patch and design overall, because he wears it, so I created it and now I'm selling it, and I would love to cosplay him in fact once. One day, maybe. But yeah, he is a naughty artist. Yes, he cares a lot of myself and himself, I know. But I also really love how this turned out, because I at the start painted it with acrylics and it just got very messy and I didn't like it. And then my boyfriend got some acrylic paint markers and I drew over it completely with these, and I just love how this turned out. Like, they are great. It's my favorite acrylic markers, and I will just put the name of the markers in the corners so you know about which ones I am talking. More Lucide, my baby, more ideas, and more envelopes. Yeah, I do this with aquarelle markers. I also like to draw with aquarelle markers. This is when I was at a convention, another idea of like yin and yang, but with a bunny and a wolf. And then just some more notes and an envelope I got from a friend who was at the Van Gogh Museum. Then also some more sketches of a little bunny guy, and me figuring out the table situation of like what I want, what I would need, like ways of how I could display my zines, how I would want my table, like just brainstorming my possibilities and things I would need for my table. Then I went out to go watch Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. Here I tried to design a new character, of course also somewhat bunny related because I like bunnies. Bunny and deer related, in fact. I also often just have random heaters in my sketchbook because I like to just scribble them and then glue them in. And here is my mind. It's one of my personas, and I just doodled him and then also colored him later on. And that's the mood. This page is also very random. I just glued this in because I thought it looked good, but then I had no idea what to do with the rest of the spread. So I just used the acrylic markers and then tried to draw this, and then I just added random things just so I could fill the spread because I was just so lost. But I didn't want to leave it empty. Like, I really wanted to achieve my goal and fill it all up. Oh, this guy I like. This is actually colored in with alcohol markers, which I rarely use because they bleed through. They also bled through this paper, and I just covered it up, but it's still like, I don't like alcohol markers for bleeding through paper, and yet I like this page a lot. And also here, this guy is actually a character that got designed by my boyfriend while I designed him another character, and they are both based on having body parts that are filled with liquids. And his is like, is it Dr. Pepper? I think, I'm not sure, but he's very Dr. Pepper inspired overall, and I just love his split colored hair. And yeah, I have to redraw him once because I really like him. And then here I tried the same for a character for myself, which is Fanta based, because I was raised on Fanta and I really love Fanta. And I had a tiger plushie which I really love and still have around, and just carry that thing around everywhere. So I really wanted to combine my childhood drink and my childhood plushie and created a character. And here he is. I really like it. I also have to read, like, in general, like, I create so many characters and I rarely draw them, which is a shame because I just love so many of them, but I don't give them a lot of attention and I'm so sad about it. Oh my god, I have to do that. Please, okay, in my next sketchbook I have to write down the goal. In my next sketchbook I have to draw more of my characters. And this was me brainstorming about the character I would draw for my boyfriend in exchange for that guy. We actually created also mood boards. Like, I created a mood board for him and he created a mood board for me, and based on these mood boards we would also create the aesthetics for the characters. Here is more Ezra when he was young, but then in contrast Jasper if he was old. And then this is something my boyfriend drew, and this as well, like just a bunch of Ezra. Yes. And this page is just very lost. I claim this as full because everything is a bit covered. I tried to create a Dream Daddy character, but it just stopped mid-process. So it is what it is. And then just like, I still want to create keychains for Dream Daddy because I just love Dream Daddy. It's something that's very dear to me and I'm very emotional about it sometimes. But I still want to create keychains, but I didn't manage so far, and that was just me gathering ideas. In general, I just like to get ideas in my sketchbook so I don't forget them, but I already said that. This was also me trying out something because I was planning on making a shirt that goes like, I'm an artist, not charity, because many people don't appreciate art or don't see the work that lies behind an artwork. And I just wanted to like make a collage of like different tools people use to create art and then like have that quote on there. And I would love to create like either shirts or tote bag, and like maybe with lino even, but I will see about that. But like, this is the brainstorming for it. Here's also dramatical murder stuff because just as Dream Daddy I'm also attached to dramatical murder, and I wanted also to create keychains for that, but this is so far only me brainstorming. Then a cat and a Jinx idea sketch doodle for an artwork. Then me on this page just trying out colors. These are all aquarelle markers, and then on this side it's these markers. I have no idea, it's like gel markers, I think. No, gel pens, yeah. And then on this side I just used everything I tried out here to create this character. Of me wondering if I could create an own species, because that was the time where I was like interested in creating one and just like interested in getting to know more about it, and that's all I did. But I really I like humanoid dragons in some way. I just think they look super cool, and I also like that character with the long ears. Like, oh my god, there are so many characters I want to draw again. Really have to do that. Also that chibi is super cute. A spread for Aizawa because I used to cosplay him. I liked it, man. He's my favorite My Hero Academia character, and I somehow managed to draw him in each one of my sketchbooks since, so I also wanted to have him in this one. And despite me not liking this and also having messed up some of the colors, I still like it somehow, and he's there. And I just think this is so stupid. Like, imagine Aizawa as like in his sleeping bag but looks like a cocoon. So he's like, I become a pretty butterfly, and then he just comes out of it and is for some reason naked, but he's a pretty butterfly. Imagine. It's just like very, very silly. And a cat, of course a cat, because Aizawa loves cats. Then we come to the man I just despise. I have a love-hate relationship with Astarion because I love vampires, but I hate Astarion so much. So I have a love-hate relationship with him. This was just me like filling a whole spread with him to forcefully love him more. I just think this is very silly. And I also like, I don't know, the process of like from portrait to portrait to portrait, like it just changed a lot. And just very interesting to see. I also think I drew this one without a reference, and then for the others, I actually used some because he still has a very distinguished face. It looks good. I really like that spread because it looks so coherent and put together. Some more ideas. Also, me brainstorming about creating a Hilichurl zine and why they are cool, like something like 10 reasons why Hilichurls are great. Because, again, I love Hilichurls. I just think they are so silly and lovable and cute. And until today, I refuse to kill the special Hilichurl with like the one that is clothed and can appear in your world at random locations. Until today, I have never killed him once, and I will probably never do that. I think it has an achievement, but I don't care if I get it or not, because I refuse. And then we have here my partner's Twitch character, PNG tuber, which I doodled down to get like a feel for it. And this is my partner using my sketchbook for some doodles. I just think he draws so cute and I love them. I never erase them. I always keep them in my sketchbooks because they are special. Me testing some more colors, and then I had this idea. I saw this pose online and I was like, I have to draw Anastasia and Seth in that pose. So I did it, and I just kept it all red and black and white. It might not be perfect, but I really like it, and I am happy that I managed to draw it. And even if I'm not saying this is perfect, I have now the base, the foundation of eventually ever creating it properly. Another spread with many different sketches and test prints, and yeah, here's a test print as well, an envelope. This is when I was at Facts and challenges I might do in the future. Also me rebranding from Table of Curiosities to Hidekuni because my artist booth used to be called this, but my artist name is Hidekuni, and nowadays I just table as Hidekuni. And then also more table management and planning. And you know, these are snake dogs, and I'm so proud of these creatures. So I called them snorks. And now these days I found out that snork means something, and I was just like, oh no, now I cannot call them snorks anymore. Although it would still be very silly, but I don't know. I even drew some of them digitally, and I wanted to create stickers, but at the end I didn't order them because I wasn't sure if someone would like them. But here they are, and I just think they are so damn silly. And I don't know if I want to create more of them. I don't know if people would like them. So if you see this, please let me know down in the comments, because I might then order some stickers and just have them around, because I just think they are great, despite other people looking at them being just like, what the fuck is that? This is such a big page because I have glued things on it on both sides. Also, here's my Konichi ticket. I forgot to show you. Having a full-on envelope here with my Konichi ticket. Something out of a magazine, and then I went to a Black Wild Birds concert, and then another character I have to draw more often. His name is Nero, and he's also a scientist, and he works together with Ezra and has his own little subject he loves dearly, and he is so much fun. He's just so cozy and laid back, and despite being quite weird as well, he's just very chill. I love that man. I also drew a TV head because I didn't know how to draw him, how to draw his face, and how he would look like when he is older. So I just gave him a TV head. Oops. Oh man, I totally forgot about these because I drew them quite recently, so I didn't carry my sketchbook around anymore, so I could see them multiple times. But this is also me testing out new designs for two of my personas, and now seeing them again, I really like them, so I might keep them. Oh my god, very happy and very proud. But yes, 2 designs, and it's puppets, dolls, clowns. It goes all into that direction, and like here it looks still very empty, so I would add some more things, but I like the base shape language so far a lot, also with the tails. This is a very great person I saw pictures of and just... Hello dog. This is from this year's LuxCon. It's a person I know and I like a lot, and I just saw pictures of her and I had to draw her because she's just awesome, and she like puts a lot of effort and work into LuxCon because she helps there organizing, like she's part of the organization. And I just saw these pictures, so I took them and doodled her. And yes, here's also my wristband from LuxCon from this year. And I just love this convention. If you want to know more about it, I have 2 videos about this year's edition of LuxCon, and you can go check them out if you want to see me prep for that convention and also me being at that convention. And this is the spread I used to figure out Nero's head. This is how he officially looks now when he was younger. So I still have to figure out a version when he is older, because there's quite a time skip of like 20 years or so. And those were my tries. Why is that dirt? I don't know. But this is also a try, but I still liked it a lot. That's why I colored it in and maybe use it for another character. But I really like his hair. And he also always wears buttons. He literally has a button machine in the lab just to create buttons for himself. And then he has like buttons like this. You suck, Ezra. Like, he won't tell you, but you will know. Oh, true. I also painted this recently with the paint, like the acrylic markers, and that's my mind again. And it just, I love this one so much. I love the colors and the vibe, because I wanted to have this bathtub with him sitting inside and then like covered and with like leaves and such, and this very tropical energy. I don't know. I just love it a lot. Oh, this is smart. This I have to censor, but it's just like me thinking about a scene I want to create about I don't care about your ship. And yeah, I should once sit down and actually start working on it. Then here, on the one side, I have me sitting at our local board game cafe and just drawing what I would see, because I was sitting in one of the armchairs and then I saw the counter and the shelf and the wall, and I just doodled it down, which was a nice practice. And on the other side, I just have how my boyfriend draws anatomy, so I printed these out as some references because I love the way he draws bodies and anatomy, so I wanted to have these so I could always look at them and get some of his style into mine. And this is me practicing it. This is just an overview of my zines, what I created so far. Like, these 2 are finished, and these are all the zines I want to still create. And this is quite a lot. I just have so many ideas, and I once have to sit down and create them. Here is a full spread of Clive, also a character I created on that page, and he's just an old man who's tired of work and life, and then falling in love with someone he didn't expect to fall in love with. Some more Clive, but he looks much like he looks younger, I feel, than here, and I haven't figured out his face yet. I have to look into that as well. Then again, drawing with gouache changed some of the sketch around, which I don't like, but overall it's still a very interesting spread, and I love the colors, and just him standing here and having to choose work or love. Next spread, here is one of my lino prints, which you have already seen in some previous videos, but this was one of the test prints and I just glued it in here because I really liked it. Then this is from some kind of packaging. This is when I started my work for my gallery art, of which I also have 3 videos online of me creating it and talking about the gallery, and just like these are my base ideas, how everything started. and what I wanted to achieve with it. Overall, this spread looks also really good. Here is one of my tieflings. Well, I would call it a tiefling, but he is from hell and he just got demoted to a tiefling and has to live like this now until he gathers his strength back because something happened and he's just pissed. He's a pissed potato. And there's him pouting, and then one of my friends said he looks like that one guy from Star Wars. I think it's Star Wars. I never watched Star Wars. I am not into sci-fi and such. But yeah, they said that he looks a bit like that guy, so I drew him in that pose with like the lightsaber and such, and he really likes it because, man, that's cool. And then me being at Proud Nerd Convention in 2023. Yes. More Ezra, just a cute little bird and a hoodie I really want to sew because it has spikes and it just looks so damn cool and I want to create it. I also miss sewing overall because I rarely do it, but if I do it for a whole day and just like patch up things and create clothes and such, and I really miss doing that. I have to get back into it. That's why I also love my patches, but I never sew on my patches because I don't find the time to sit down. A shame. Maybe I have to do that once and just take you along. Here is just a heart with some blue slime and it's leaking and it's cut open and it just gives me Ezra vibes. Like, I was thinking of Ezra when painting it, and I also now ordered a sticker of this design and I'm very excited to receive it and to see how it turns out. Also for dokomi. Same with this one. I really love it. I asked people on Instagram for suggestions of what I could draw and put into my sketchbook, and I got something pink, a skull and mushrooms, and some fire magic, and I just made like pink fire, but I don't like this guy. He didn't turn out as well, but I also didn't put a lot of effort into it. But I still like the spread. It looks really cool. I really like this one. This one is cute, and I guess this one is there. But as I said, I will get a sticker of this one as well, and I'm just like so excited to receive them. I should get them next month. Here's some Dead Plate because it's just such a cool game. I really like it. It's a small indie game. It's like this yandere kind of man in some way, and just like his victim and things are happening and I don't know. It just has such a great vibes. I like. Let me show you the cover already. That is a vibe. So if you're into that, go check it out. It's super cool. I also have some stickers of those two, and I have them at my booth. And some people recognize it, so I know it's spread around, but it is not as popular. But if you know, you know, and it's just really cool. Like if you want to have a light-hearted, short but very cool game, just go check out Dead Plate. This is a character I'm currently designing for one of my TTRPGs. My partner is planning on having a League of Legends Ruined King inspired open legends, and here is my half-vegetarian bird man living in Bilgewater. He is a cook and he is just such a sweetheart and cutie, and I'm so excited to get to play him. And this is like a portrait of him of how he could look like, but I changed his hair now a bit, but still he looks really cool, and I have to keep the eyebrows. I have to draw him once with the new hairstyle. Maybe I just take a picture of it and then digitally draw him. Psycho Cuties, because this gave me a lot of Ezra vibes and I love Ezra, so I drew Ezra and Jasper in that one pose that you can see in the animation, and I in general just looked at references and copied them just to get a feel for it and see how I can use some of these features for my own art and my own art style. And I just overall love Psycho Cuties. I also got some merch recently and I'm just so excited about it. Like, I don't know, I just love it. I love walking red flags, I assume. This I cannot show because this is a plan for a bigger project I'm working on, and it's very exciting for me, but it takes so much time and I rarely get to spend time on it. It's for a comic and that's all I can say about it. And then here are some doodles of shoes because of my gallery project that had the shoes as main themes. So I practiced these, and yes, another cute little Jasper. And this is my little library because when I have ideas for zines, I just fold little zines and then I have them. But I didn't want to throw them away because it's like my first sketches. Like, this is like the first idea for my Gustarian zine and then the 2 first test prints. And I just made a little library inside of my sketchbook. And you can just pull them out and then you can read them. And I think they're just so cool. And then you can just like put them back. And like that I can just carry them around. Of course, my sketchbook is even thicker due to that. But at least they are not laying around randomly and I might lose them. I know where they are. And also me just gluing a full piece of cardboard into my sketchbook. Why not? It's also drawn with the acrylic markers. It is one of my characters for my comic. And also some more comic ideas of like something very short. And me creating a My Little Persona. And me creating a My Little Pony OC self-insert of Hide because I just saw so much art on Instagram that I think just looked so cool that I just got inspired to create one despite having never seen My Little Pony. Yeah, I now watched like I think the 5 first episodes. I'm still very near to that. I do not know if I will manage to move on and watch more of it. I would really like to because so far it looks really good and I can understand why people like it. I will not be the biggest fan, but I enjoy it so far. And it's like my little character, I guess. Of which I also created a sticker because I just like the sketch so much that I drew it digitally and then I was like, well, I can also just create a sticker out of it, can I? This is a sketch my boyfriend started and then wanted to throw away, so I just finished it and glued it in. Me sitting in my boyfriend's room and drawing what I see and then just an eye. I also really like this quote. Another sketch he wanted to throw away and just stole it and glued it into my sketchbook. Then we have Lucide, who I drew when we were at Five Guys and I had nothing to do, and they just have huge paperbacks, so I just used that one to draw this. And a little hungry Lucide and just a very creepy Poro. I tried to draw him very cute, but he just turned out very creepy. And yes, a Lucide drawn on very colorful paper, and then a whole page with Jin. We have the Chibi Jin, we have Jin how I imagine him without mask because I like my man mature, and then me drawing a side portrait of him because I suck with side portraits. I have to practice these ones. More Lucide with booby window. This is huge. This is just a dinner-free paper which I glued in when I was somewhat art blocked, and my boyfriend just suggested me to like take a giant piece of paper and doodle random things on it and ideas I have just to get them out of my system, and it really helps. And for example, here are my dead plate stickers when I first doodled down the idea, or my mermaid Lucide, which I now ordered as keychains, and there's just a lot. Also these I created now. And yes, it takes a lot of space, it makes my sketchbook thicker, but at least I don't lose it. And I just like the completed look. Also this little hawks sketch, which I turned into a keychain. So then Has-Been Hotel came out, and I love Has-Been Hotel and Hellover Boss since the pilot and since everything started there. And I just love Serpentious, he's my favorite character, so I made a TikTok about me drawing him here and also there, and this one just blew up. But he doesn't look the way I want him to look. Like, I have drawn him in my 2 last sketchbooks as well, and I just like the last versions more. This looks too not manly enough, okay? I like him a bit more, I don't know. He looks too silly in these, and I don't like it, so I have to redraw him in my current sketchbook. An unfinished quick Fizzeroli doodle, some more idea doodles of like a box of pasta with Tainari from Genshin Impact on it, because I keep calling Tainari Teigware, which is German for pasta. And yeah, I struggled a lot with names. I still struggle a lot with names because I just can't keep names in my head, so I just give them random names. I, for example, also call Fremine French. He is Levar, he's one of my characters. He is a pirate, he's very flamboyant and gay, and I just love him. Well, he's in fact bisexual, but that doesn't defeat the point of him being quite something. Then I also have my anime for Cal wristbands, and they gave me two, one for Saturday, one for Sunday, which I think is weird. I never had it at a convention, but they do that, so I have two in here. Then here I have more Jasper, because he used to be a shop assistant, and he is just on a break here, smoking and having a short moment of just resting and not having to think about anything, because sometimes work is very stressful. And then we got this Fanta, and I just liked the color and how it looked like, and I thought the pink suits well with the green, so I put it in here. And also, like, maybe he sells it, who knows. Here is Affogato Cookie from Cookie Run, which I like a lot, a silly little crow. And then we have Constantine here, who is also one of my characters. He is a plague doctor inspired pharmacist and artificer in D&D, and he is just a menace, and quite naughty as well, because yes, no, we don't talk about it. Here is some more persona art. Here's my mind, here's my body, and here is my mind in a Evelyn skin from League of Legends, because for some reason that came out, so I drew it, and I really like how it turned out. Like, somehow that outfit suits him well, and they are just very cute together. And some more Hidekuni, who is in fact also one of my personas. Oh, this is gluing together. Okay. Here is another spread just with ideas of things I wanted to create, and I actually created this eye, this eye and this tooth, and I also tried to create this one, and these are ordered, and this I have to still figure out, but like, it's just a lot of brainstorming of ideas I had and just wanted to get onto paper to not forget them and to be able to work on them. Here we have some more Constantine, just doodling him, just trying to figure out his outfits. Lots of writing as well. Here are my snorks. I had to doodle them down before digitally drawing them, and I actually managed to draw all three of them, and I will show them to you here. And I don't know, I just love them. They are silly, they look so cute. And here is a character from my partner. He is a druid. He is also super precious. I won't have to draw him completely. This is very fast little sketch portrait of him. Oh, yes, here's some more planning. And here is the King in Yellow, because I love the King in Yellow. He is one of my favorite entities. I have a full-on painting of him, which I still have here at home. And I also have prints of him, and people like him, and I just love the King in Yellow. And I especially love this design, which I found in a Call of Cthulhu TTRPG book. I just love that concept art, like this design of the King in Yellow. It's my favorite one. Then here is a doodle of Kadarashi, which you saw at the start of this video. And I do this at a con because this was part of my folder of storing my prints. And then on the other side, this I cannot show you, but here we have Esther and Lucy just cuddled up, and here's some more Constantine. And now at the end, this is the reason why I started this sketchbook, because I was at our local board gaming cafe and I forgot the pen for my tablet, so I couldn't draw, and I didn't have my current sketchbook at the time with me, so my partner gave me this empty sketchbook, and I was able to start working for my Borderline zine. And because I was so inspired that day, and I was just excited to start brainstorming and get the ideas in and just start with that huge project. So he gave me the sketchbook and I just filled like those 4 pages, but then he just said I could keep it, and that's what I did. And yeah, here we have the result of that decision, this full-on sketchbook. One last header, and then some more sketches, something my partner drew some years ago, and the flyer of the first time when I participated at the gallery Beyond My Eyes. And that was pretty much it. This was it about this sketchbook, which is now full, complete, and I can finally put it into my shelf. After this, I went back to the sketchbook that I had initially. By now, this one here is now half full, something like that. Of course, I always have to jump back to fill some more pages a bit more, to color some pages more, but I already started working on half of the pages from this book, and I have no idea when I will finish this. As I already mentioned, I am pretty slow regarding filling sketchbooks because I also work a lot with digital art and other projects, like also painting on canvas and all. So I will for sure take at least 6 more months before this one is somewhat near to be done. But this was it now about my sketchbooks, and to give you a general update, I am currently preparing a lot for my next convention, which will be Dokomi in Düsseldorf, Germany at the end of the month and June. And let me tell you something, but this is very stressful. That's why I'm also a bit slow with editing my videos. I so far have still 2 videos planned and recorded, which is the video about NonKeyCon and the video about Geekfor. It's 2 other events I already attended and want to share with you. Besides that, I have some plans for other videos which are not event related, and I hope that I can focus on these in August. On another note, I have my shop online which offers a few of my items that I usually bring to my tables. And on my Ko-fi, you can not only support me, but I also have some commission slots open for my symmetrical commissions. And that was about it for this video. So, if you enjoyed this video, please consider to subscribe so you won't miss out on my future videos. And if you have any feedback or questions, please leave them down in the comments. And for the rest, I wish you a good day or night wherever you are. Bye!